All right, so welcome back over to Porch Talk Podcast. I am Kurt.
I'm Tyler.
Lonnie.
And we say welcome back because me and Ty, we did it before and it kind of drifted off a little bit. But I realized that if we continue to keep doing this, it actually helps out other people because some people have reached out to me at my work and even wrote me on our YouTube page on our email through this, because people relate to it, especially when you were talking about you were quitting smoking a little while back. People were relating to it and they were like, "Why'd this stop? Why'd this stop?" So I was like, you know what? If it's like actually helping people, not only helping others, but I realized that when we were doing it, it was helping you talk about things. It was helping Shane talk about things. So if we continue to do it, maybe we could help a whole bunch of people. That was just my thought in it.
I'm in.
I'm here. Like, I agree. Like, I really enjoyed doing it to begin with. So I was really excited. I even thought about when I got back from this last deployment, I talked to my wife about setting up one because my Instagram page that I have, that Dad and Upgrade Status, to me, I wanted to make a podcast about just trying to make yourself better, right? Because we're never perfect and we're always like, it doesn't matter if you have 5-year-olds like I do or a daughter that's about to get married, like you're always upgrading, right? Even when they're out of the house, you still got to be better. And so that's what the podcast was going to be about, because I like the whole talking aspect, right? Not just by myself talking into a microphone or anything like that. That way I could get people in and talk. But then you hit me up and you're like, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing this again. Do you want to come back?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Right.
So it's just a good time for me.
Well, not only that, but when Ty was on vacation, you and Andy came on and did a couple episodes with me. You guys were all over it. And I was like, these guys are really getting into it. So I figured if 2 out of the 3 are veterans and they can talk about things and I'm here to listen and others are here to listen, it helps everybody.
Right.
If a possibility. So this podcast is basically whatever it is you want to talk about, you lay it on the table, because fuck all.
Because it's ours and we will talk about whatever we want.
Well, and we could even do where if you get people listening to this again, they can throw out topics that we could cover.
Right. So people, you listen to this and you tell us in the comments after we post this, you subscribe to the podcast and you tell us what you would like to hear us talk about or bitch about or rant about or whatever.
Don't forget to share it too, though.
Well,
sharing spreads that word.
Sharing's caring.
So
Except diseases, don't do that.
So you brought a bottle with you.
I did.
Explain that a little bit.
I don't know what to explain, man. It's Von Payne Black. I like whiskey. If you guys ever listened to the previous episodes or anything like that, we spent a couple times in my whiskey room and I'd always open up a new bottle. That's what I try to do with the show, is like open up something new with you guys, share. I always felt like whiskey should be something you share with friends or whatever. So if I have a new bottle that I was like wanted to try, I'll try it with you guys versus just opening it myself. Von Payne was just something I came across and 100% bought it because of the topper that's on it. It's got its own little decanter kind of thing, basically, little spout, a gargoyle on the top of the bottle where the whiskey comes out of the gargoyle's mouth. And I buy dumb shit and I thought it was cool. And so that's why I have it.
Well, it goes with the collection too, though.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got one that's got an old flintlock pistol as the topper. I got the Blanton's bottles with the infamous horses on top, you know what I mean? So anyway, yeah. So I don't know if it's something I'll drink all the time. It's definitely got a different taste to it, but it's not bad. It's not the worst thing I've tried.
No, the other one that was bad that we've tried before was a fistful of bourbon. Is that what it was called?
Yeah, that's my night into that. When I don't like you, you get that bottle. That bottle is...
He didn't serve it to me. I volunteered, just so that you know, he doesn't not like me. I volunteered to drink that, and it was pretty gross. He instantly
regretted that decision.
It was kind of gross. It was kind of gross.
I have tried to mix that and I still can't drink it. So like, I'm one of those people that I don't like mixing my whiskey. If I can drink it just with ice or even just neat by itself, I'll drink it that way. That bottle, I couldn't even mix it with Coke and try to get it to like drown down. Like so it just sits on a shelf now.
It's like a steak. If you have to put A1 on it, it ain't good steak.
You never put A1 on it, no matter
it's
what
steak.
kind of steak it is.
I don't know. I had to put A1 on a lot of deployment steaks, man, just to choke that fucking.
I don't even think that was real fucking steak.
That might
Hey,
be a little
you know
different
what?
for sure.
It got me through on my Sundays, so I don't care.
I don't know what half the shit I ate during deployment was.
Me either, but it made a turd, so whatever.
You guys said that you had some MREs, and you say mac and cheese, or no, chili,
Chili
mac.
mac.
Chili mac. Oh,
Everyone's saying chili mac is the best
I'll
one.
still smash some fucking chili mac.
Dude, you can't go wrong, and
No.
you don't even have to cook it. You
Nope.
just freaking open up the bag and go to town.
No.
I think even what was it I think it's like a vegetarian lasagna or something. That one's actually not too bad either. Like any
actually-
of the pasta ones.
I heard they came out with a bunch of new MREs.
I heard Army
Actually,
got
it's
some
supposed to
pizza
be
ones.
really fucking good, but
Yeah, Army caved and got a pizza one.
they thought maybe, if we take care of our soldiers, they'll take care of us.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Do they still sell MREs at Smith and Edwards?
Yeah.
Well,
Do
they don't sell, from my
They
understanding,
smell pieces of them.
pieces of them. You have to piece them together.
Yeah,
Oh.
but they do still sell the MREs on the commissary on base. You can go buy a full box of them. Because
So they're not.
they're not the actual MREs
The last
that we get.
last time I was up there, they weren't the military MREs. They were for like natural disasters and shit, where they hand them out to civilians and
Yeah.
whatnot, and you have like a very slim pickings of what you get.
So, but now they make all these ready-to-eat meals that are probably better than the MREs anyways. Like all these hunting organizations have all kinds of different stuff.
Yeah.
Just do those.
Yeah.
If you don't want to shit for a week, go eat an MRE.
Yeah.
I've never had an MRE. I take that back. So I've tried mashed potatoes out of an MRE before, and it was kind of gross.
I don't remember.
But I don't
eating
know if
mashed
it's
potatoes.
something. Really?
Uh-uh.
Shane gave it to me actually when we were.
I probably would have smashed that shit in the army, dude. Especially during deployment.
The dry cracker with the jalapeno cheddar cheese.
Ooh, yum. Yeah, crackers.
Yeah.
Crackers that'll fucking dehydrate you within seconds.
Oh yeah.
But they were good.
No.
Oh,
No.
No.
They were the Skittles that everybody got excited for, and then they break your fucking teeth because they were like 3 years expired.
Yeah.
oh,
Candy
geez.
expires. I think I got a Snickers in one of mine one time, and the fucking thing was white. I was like,
white. Like,
I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna even touch that, man.
looked like they coated it in fucking cocaine.
Go give that to the dog outside.
Right?
That's too freaking gross. Oh man.
The cocoa mix though, that was pretty good. I didn't mind that.
A cocoa mix?
Wasn't bad.
Yeah, they had a couple like drink mixes that you would just put in your water bottle and stuff like that. And then they had like caffeine gum that they would put in them.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, we had caffeine and we were told we weren't allowed to have it. They didn't want us hyped up.
Weird.
Goofy.
They want you down and depressed.
Yeah, I want you where I can control you,
Yeah.
not where you feel like you have hope.
Yeah.
We'll give you an ounce of hope, and then we'll rip it away. You.
Well, you said that you not only are we trying to help out others, you try to help out each other as well. I mean, you just got back with an awesome trip in Florida.
I did.
Explain that organization a little bit and what you were able to do, because I don't think Lonnie even heard anything about it yet.
And so it's Warfighter Scuba, and they started this nonprofit to take combat wounded veterans, and not just from the U.S., but combat wounded veterans throughout the world.
Oh,
as
shit.
long as they can prove that they have basically the equivalent of a Purple Heart in the U.S., they'll take them too. And so I got to go on this trip last week, and they pay for your flights, they pay for your food, they pay for your scuba gear, they pay for your scuba gear rentals, and then they pay, for all the sites to go diving at. And it was probably one of the most healing things I've ever done.
Human things?
Healing.
Healing things.
Yep. It was amazing, man. They're an amazing, absolutely amazing organization.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How'd you come across them?
So one of my buddies that was wounded when we were deployed, I heard about them through him. I was like, okay, cool. Well, I have a Purple Heart. I'm going to apply. It's been quite a while since I applied, and I mean, you can only imagine how many people they probably have apply.
Oh, I'd imagine
You know what I mean? And
thousands.
They keep it very small, so it's very intimate. You have, we had 3 vets and then 2 wives, and that was it. And so, yeah, our instructor was just awesome. I mean, he is so, what's the word? Patient is what I would say. You know what I mean? Because scuba diving, none of the people that were down there had ever been scuba diving before, and then they actually get you your scuba certification.
Oh, okay.
You know what
I was
mean?
curious if you had to get your certification
Yeah, so
before you went, or if they did that.
No, they do it when you get there, and it's your very first open water certification. So it limits you to dive to a certain depth. You know what I mean? Like, you can't go dive in caves and stuff like that. You have to have a certification for that. And then they'll do like an advanced open water scuba certification where I don't know if it entails like diving deeper or whatnot. I haven't really looked into it yet, but yeah, man, they're doing great things. The owner lives down in Honduras. He's opening his own dive shop down there, and yeah, dude, it's an amazing organization.
Well, and it helped you, and you were describing the sites that you were able to see too, and it was located just an hour away from Gainesville, Florida.
Yeah, well, some of the sites, I mean, the sites were kind of sporadic. All of them were probably, I would say, roughly about an hour outside of Gainesville, whether it be north, south, east, or west. But yeah, so we did Natural Springs is what we did. One was called Ginny Springs, one was called Devil's Den, and one was called the Blue Grotto. And it was beautiful.
It was just gorgeous, crystal clear water, and
like initially going down there, I was nervous because it's like breathing underwater is just kind of like, what the fuck?
Right.
Second I went down, it was like, oh my god, I am in heaven. Like, I've never done anything like that. I mean, love to hunt, love to fish, love to do all that, but doing that was probably the funnest, most healing thing I've ever done in my life.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
And it was how long to do it? Everything? I mean, you flew down there on a Saturday.
Yeah, we did a 5-day trip. So day 1 was picking up all our scuba gear, getting ready. Day 2 is working on your certification, your main certs, and then you would just teach us other things like simple, not rescue techniques, but like towing techniques. So if somebody can't swim for some reason, right, teach you how to tow that person in the water. And yeah, we learned a lot of cool shit.
That's freaking awesome, man.
Can't wait to do it again. Like,
Oh yeah.
You do plan on doing it again?
I plan on doing it a lot more.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Shaylee and I, wife and I, are actually talking about moving to Florida sooner than later.
Oh really?
Yep.
Oh
Yep.
damn.
Only it's cold for one, but
Well, I knew you wanted to go to Georgia. I didn't know Florida.
until I got down to the area that we were in, like the place that we stayed was called High Springs, right outside of one of the dive sites, and it's just beautiful. It's gorgeous out there.
How far away is it to the beach from that area?
We're kind of central Florida, so you're like I think you're about hour and a half, 2 hours each way.
That would probably be okay.
Hour and a half, 2 hours to the Gulf side, hour and a half, 2 hours to the Atlantic side.
I don't go to the beach that often anyway, so that would be fine for me. Like if you just have that wild hair up your ass to go, you know what? I think I want to go to the beach today.
That'll make you love it still even more instead of seeing it every day, I guess.
The beach for me is my fucking happy place, though. You know
I
what
agree
mean?
with you.
The water is my.
So what was it? I can't. We'd have to look it up just to like clarify it, but. I always remember hearing that the body wants to be by water, right? Your body is mainly water, so that's why you feel healing in water.
Okay.
But that's why I built the pond in my backyard, because and I felt myself get better because I go out there and I just chill out next to the pond, feed my fucking koi fish, and I just hang out, man, and I just listen to the waterfall go, and I'm just like,
think about it. We were created in water.
Right.
You know what I mean? Till you're born, you're in water. So
it's true.
Yeah.
That's wild. Never thought of it anything like that either. But I agree with you, though. I mean, it used to be, we're here in Utah. It used to be the mountains. Mm-hmm. Every time I was in the mountains, I was like, I'm golden. I'm
Right.
set until I saw the ocean for the first time.
But the
It
mountains are the
changed.
same way, man. Because I think so. You have to thrive in a village, right? But at the same time, you need a way, and that's what I feel. That's like we went up we did a horse ride today, and we did a 6.5, 7 mile horse ride up at Middle Fork.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Middle Fork's awesome, man.
Oh,
I've
it's
been there
beautiful,
many
and
times.
you don't have to worry about anybody like riding you off the trails or anything, because it's people or horses only. There's no motorized anything allowed up there.
That's good.
So we just went up there and we went up there, got halfway in, had a beer, and just chilled out by the creek.
Yep.
And then came back down, and just being away out of all the busyness of, like, I mean, that's
Out of
why
all the bullshit.
yeah. Well, I mean, that's why we moved out to where we moved out to, and now all the bullshit followed us, and I'm like, damn.
Same thing here, dude. When I moved into this house, there was nothing out here.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, I would like to go east. I want to, like, if I had the perfect, like, I want to go to Tennessee. I don't know why. I've never been.
Tennessee's gorgeous. I will tell you that.
I want to go to
It's-
Tennessee.
It's beautiful.
But the problem with Tennessee is there's no Air Force base that I can get a job on out there. Because with my civilian job, I have to stay I'm not going to leave the military. And I even look, like, I was like, I'll defect. I'll go to the freaking Northrop Grumman or Lockheed. I'll sell my soul for.
Well, let me ask you
But
this.
there's nothing out there.
Where's, Cherry Point? Cherry Point Air Force Base in North Carolina? Where's that at? Because if it's close to the border to Tennessee,
I'd have to
that,
look.
That area is, let me see. I'll tell you right now. Hold on.
We got our Google searcher here.
That's a good thing. I mean,
No, it works because it helps us look, right? And it helps the
Absolutely.
conversation keep going versus like, oh shit, we'll talk about that later. But like, because I look, right? But because the job that I applied for, that officer job that I told you about, that was in Charlotte with the National Guard. So we were already talking. I wasn't even going to live in North Carolina. I was going to fucking move to South Carolina, and I was just going to drive an hour up to the base.
South Carolina's gorgeous too, man.
Right. But then the hurricane hit, and I was like, well, maybe it's a good thing I didn't end up on the East Coast. Cause,
But the thing,
nice thing is the pond isn't going to kill me, man. That ocean might.
The thing there, dude, is any state you go to is going to have its.
Oh, everything's got its
it's
thing.
all of its cracks.
Let's be real. Utah, if the earthquake decides to finally give out, we're in all deep shit. The whole state's going under, or at least a good chunk of it. You know what I mean?
It's like that with every single state, though. So there's a guy that I work with, and he's just new to Utah.
Yeah.
And he came from Tennessee, and he went to go and just order a drink at a restaurant. But here in the state of Utah, you have to order food with it,
Unless you're
with
in
your
a bar.
drink. Unless, yeah. So, but he said, I didn't know Utah was like that. But you know what? Tennessee's also like that.
Oh,
I said,
really?
really? And he said, not that kind of rule. Did you know that Jack Daniels was made in Dry County, Tennessee? You cannot buy any alcohol in Dry County, Tennessee anymore.
No.
I did.
The only reason you can buy Jack is because it's been there so long. It's grandfathered there. That's the only reason you can buy Jack down.
Can you buy Jack in Dry County then?
Because what is it, like Lynchburg, Tennessee?
Lynchburg,
right?
Tennessee. Yeah, you can actually go into the Jack Daniels factory or distillery, and they'll personalize a bottle for you, so you can buy it right there. But it's the only place in all of that area, from what I've been told. I've never been there, but if you really have a craving for it, just drive south and go to Kentucky and get what you need, or north. I can't remember where Tennessee lays. I'm geographically retarded. It's fine.
So what'd you find here?
So Cherry Point's actually a Marine Corps base.
Oh yeah, see that don't
But
work. I'm not
it depends on what you're doing. I mean, what do you do?
logistics. I'm a 346.
So I mean, you know as well as I do, up here on Hill Air Force Base, there's civilians everywhere doing every job.
Oh yeah,
You
that's
know
what I've
I
been
mean? So,
applying for.
I mean, if Cherry Point had something like that, but it looks like there's two Air Force bases in Tennessee. Never heard of them, or no one.
I
Sorry,
think there's one National Guard base.
Arnold Air Force Base is what it's called.
Yeah, it's named after Hap Arnold,
Yep.
the Godfather of the Air Force.
The Godfather of the Air Force?
That's what I call him. He's shit. You can Google up who Hap Arnold is. He's a badass for the Air Force. The Google. I don't want to destroy who he is. Like he's all. I'm rambling. Fucking.
No,
whiskey.
but Tennessee, dude, Tennessee's awesome, man. I mean, I drove from here in Utah to Gatlinburg.
Right.
For
the Nationals.
Nationals.
Yeah.
Gatlinburg's awesome, huge tourist destination, but we only stayed there. You know, we went and rode through North Carolina and parts of Tennessee, and it's beautiful.
See, my whole thing is those states I can get good property for a fraction of what I pay here.
Oh yeah.
Like it's still like in the 600,000s for like 10 or 15 acres, but that's 10 or 15 acres.
But it's not.
But that
It's not. I was actually looking it up today. I was looking up Georgia, Tennessee, South Carolina, I was finding houses on 10 acres for $399, $499. Yeah, they weren't brand new fucking houses. You know what I mean?
But you have $600,000 houses here that are on 0.1.
Well, my house here, I'm on a third of an acre, and this house will appraise for almost $800,000.
You see what I'm saying?
Utah the market is fucking stupid.
That's because the West Coasters won't stop coming here and overpaying for shit.
That's exactly what it is, because they're selling their houses for millions of dollars down there and coming here and paying cash.
Without appraisals or anything. They're like, no, I just want to buy it. Here.
Yep.
So all you Californians just need to stay the fuck out.
Listen, I've been here long enough, it doesn't fucking count anymore, okay?
Is that where you're from?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Where?
Southern California, so Ontario is where I'm from.
Yep.
I was actually born, what was it, fucking Pomona.
Mm-hmm.
But we've been, that was 88. Shit,
So
I've
you're
been
down
here
there
since
by
92.
Brea and Yorba Linda and all those areas, yep.
Yeah, my mom's actually from Brea.
Is she?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My dad's from Orange County, Anaheim.
Brea is not a bad place, dude.
Dude, it's all too busy for me.
It's all liberal bullshit, but I mean, it's outside of...
They are now.
Yeah. Out of LA, believe it or not, dude, Southern California is predominantly red. And it's only the big cities that are blue, and that fucks us. So.
Right. Well, I mean, that's everywhere, right? Like, so my wife, she lived up in Washington for 5 years. And she said if you go anywhere in that state, like if you get into like the rural parts of Washington, that was red everywhere. It didn't matter.
Yep.
They are gun-toting, loving Americans. It's Seattle. That's not.
No
and
kidding.
Seattle dictates what happens to Washington. I mean, it's no different than New York, right? New York City is what dictates what New York does.
It's the same thing with Oregon, Portland.
Right.
You know, you get outside of Portland's a shithole. It's disgusting. You get outside of Portland,
So is
it's
LA.
beautiful. You know what I mean? Oregon and Washington are beautiful states.
I'm sure it's like that with every major
Oh,
city.
dude, you get up to
in the US,
Northern
so-
California? Northern California is gorgeous. It's
Oh,
all
absolutely.
ranches and
Get all up
redwoods.
into
and,
the redwoods.
Yeah.
That'd be
you know.
sweet.
I
That
mean,
would
don't
actually
get me
be
wrong,
kinda
Southern
cool.
California is great, but again, I'm not a beach goer, so like I like the beach to a point, but then I'm like, I will tell you this though, I've been to like Virginia and stuff like that, and Virginia Beach. Oh, I'll take an East Coast beach any day.
Oh,
of the
Va
week.
Beach is any beach on the East Coast beats the West Coast, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Any day of the week.
the water's clear, the water's warm. It's, yeah.
So
Not only just right here on the mainland too, but every single one of us has stayed at the Halikoa in Oahu too.
Oh, yeah.
I have.
That water cannot be beaten so far.
I don't know. The,
So far for me.
The DR's got some nice water in Punta Cana.
Right.
That's
I
some
would imagine.
crystal clear shit,
You guys
man.
have
But-
done your share of traveling.
The most beautiful water I've ever seen in my life was in Honduras.
Yeah.
Yep, Roatan. Crystal clear, warm. Yeah.
Halikoa is nice. The problem with Halikoa, the problem with that is it's in Waikiki.
Sure. And that
And
was
it's
the crappiest beach
fucking-
I think we've been to.
Oh, Waikiki's beach is trash because it's
Right.
overpopulated.
Yep.
Halikoa is nice because it's usually just military. That's why you have the walls up, right?
Right.
But then there's what the hell? There's another beach. It starts with a B. That's over it but it's on the marine side, and that beach it's right next to like one of the top 7 beaches in the world, and nobody's on it because it's military only. It's like it butts up right next to it. So
And
you
that's
can
on
see the-
Oahu?
Yeah.
Is it the Marine Corps area?
Yeah,
On
but-
Oahu?
Yeah, I just
know
can't
what you're
remember
talking
the name of the freaking place. But you can get like cabanas and stuff, like actual like your own little lodge kind of thing right there on the beach. So
No
you
kidding.
wake up and there's the beach. You
You
open up
pull
the
open
sliding
the
glass door
doors.
and there's the beach.
Oh. Yeah, that'd be something to stay in for sure.
And that one you have to book that one like a year and a half advance because they book out fast. But Halikoa is the same way.
It is now.
Right.
But Halikoa makes me laugh, right? Because you're down in you're in fucking downtown Waikiki in all these like the Hiltons and these 5-star hotels. So you think that you're gonna walk into this lavish hotel or whatever, and then you walk in the rooms, dude. The carpets, the bedding, everything is the same thing as the Air Force Inn that's on the fucking base.
Is it really?
It's the same shit.
Yeah, but you can't beat the price.
Oh, no,
I mean,
don't get me wrong. Like, I would still rather stay at Waikiki or at Halikoa than on the base because trying to get out of Pearl Harbor, like, you're what, a 10, 20 mile distance, not far, but that drive turns into a 2-hour drive because Oahu's just crowded as shit.
Right. I mean, when you
Oahu's
went
too
was
busy for
probably
me.
way busier from when we went. We went in the dead smack of the COVID area.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So that's when they were
and they were
dead.
giving rooms away because
Basically.
they're like, we're dying here.
We paid like $89 a night. Dude.
Oh yeah, you can't beat that.
Not only
I
that,
didn't pay
like-
anything a night because the Air Force sent me.
Well,
So
yeah.
I stayed there for 2 weeks and then collected full per diem, which I was excited because the last time I went to Hawaii, I stayed on the Navy side of Pearl Harbor and I didn't get shit for per diem. So I lost money going to Hawaii. I was like, damn it.
Oh,
Yeah, the very first time that the wife and I went down there was like the height of COVID. I mean, everything was still shut down.
it's like February-ish too, right? Because we went together like a couple months later. No, we went in April.
And I think I think it might have been February, yeah. But when we got there, there was nobody. The beaches were empty, and it was the greatest fucking thing ever.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Dude, it was great when we were there. There was hardly anyone
I'd go
there.
back, man. Like even with I'm not a big fan of crowds. Don't get me wrong. You can attest to this. Crowds drive me fucking nuts. They make my anxiety go through the roof.
Yep.
But I'd go to if somebody told me I was going to Waikiki, or not even Waikiki, but going to Oahu again, and I was staying at we had a good shot at staying at Halikoa, I'd go. The problem is I don't get to travel. Like I look forward to my annual tours. So for those who don't, I'm reserved with the Air Force, right? So we get our 2 weeks a year. This year we kind of got hosed. We have stateside only annual tours. We're not doing anything overseas, but it's logical. I get it. We've had way too many over the last few years. The budget's been kind of whacked, and so we've had a lot of shit get canceled. Like we had people that were supposed to go to Japan while I was deployed, and at the last second it canceled because they couldn't afford to get us over there. So they diverted to Travis, and they had a 2-week annual tour in Travis, California. And I was like, oof, that sucks.
That's
But anyway, where is it going? I use the annual tours as my travel time because my wife is terrified. Like I have never met somebody so scared of flying. God bless her. Like she tries. Like so when we got married, we went to the Dominican for our honeymoon, and I thought she did okay. She's like, that's because I'm really good at hiding it. She's like, on the inside, I was dying, and it sucked. So she's like, I will fly wherever you want. Just keep the liquor coming. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like if that's what it takes. We got her good. She was ready to go, and then the flight fucking delayed for 2 hours. She's like, "I can't start over. I'll get sick." And I'm like, "Damn it! What a waste of money." So I told her next time we're just gonna go to the doctors, and I'm gonna ask for a prescription of chloroform, and we're just gonna put her night on the plane, and it'll be fine. And when people are looking at me like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "She's my wife. It's fine. Mind your business. Do you want to have a safe flight, or do you want to have a panic person flight? Like." Chill out. I got this. We're fine.
Shut your mouth.
Right. Just shut up and move on, Susan. Okay, we're good.
Susan. Listen, Linda.
Well, everybody uses Karen or Linda, so I don't know where
Everyone does
Susan
use
came
Linda
from. I just threw it out there.
No, that's perfect. I've
but no.
never been out that way at all or anything, but I mean, the exciting water like that was definitely in Oahu.
Oh, dude, it was gorgeous. Don't get me wrong. And then the little bar that's just right there on the beach.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was actually kind of cool.
Dude,
we ate there a few times.
yeah.
It was pretty decent food.
Halikoa is pretty good, and it's a military only freaking hotel. So the nice thing is that everybody there is military or related to military some way, shape, or form. Like
That's how I got such a good deal when we went, because Tyler was able to vouch me onto it as sponsor me onto it. So, I mean, obviously I had to follow all their rules and everything, just like any other hotel.
right, but you're respectful, right? There's some people that would take advantage of that and be like, "Oh, well, my buddy is da 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 da," and you're not like that. You know what I mean? So,
Right. Yeah, it was just, and like I said too, I mean, you went in the elevator, you went downstairs through this awesome ass lobby, by the way.
Yeah.
And
I was really pissed off because the coffee shop was never fucking open though, and I always just wanted coffee, and it was never open.
Really?
I was so pissed. I'm like, I just need coffee.
Oh,
but anyways,
man.
go for it.
But when we would go downstairs, you go through this little green forest area, both sides, perfect sidewalk, everything's covered. Then all of a sudden you'd walk onto the sand, onto the beach, and that was the most, I don't want to say the ugliest, but it was the least decent beach that I've seen out there.
Yeah.
and it was just gorgeous. The other beaches that were out there, I mean, we traveled everywhere on that island.
It's not hard to do. You can do-
It's not. North, west, east, we were everywhere. And the best one out there, I
Did you
think,
go?
was Lanikai Beach.
I want to say it was. Shit, I want to say it's. Did you guys go to the shrimp truck up at the North Shore?
No, we did stop at the Sunrise Shack.
Oh.
That was up there right next to Sharks Cove.
Uh-huh.
That place is awesome.
Did you guys go to Turtle Beach?
We didn't go to Turtle Beach.
Oh, Turtle Beach is beautiful. Or Electric Beach. Did you go to that one?
Didn't do
I don't
Electric
remember any of
Beach.
those. We did Lanikai, Makua, Waikiki,
Whatever the Mermaid Caves were.
Mermaid Cove.
Oh, I didn't do that one.
We did
That was kind of cool.
the Blowhole, Cockroach Tunnel, as they call it.
Did you do any of the hikes?
We did do a hike.
Which
did,
hike did you do?
Moana Willie Falls.
Okay, I don't know if that's the
That
one
one
I
was
did.
beautiful, dude.
So the one that we've done, I can't ever remember the name of it, but that motherfucker will make you hate life the whole way up because you're basically, it's like a rail cart track,
Uh-huh.
and you just hike up, and it goes like straight, like you're like, okay, this isn't bad, and then it goes like this, and you're basically stepping on railroad ties the whole way up, and you're just like, oh.
Some
And-
of our hike was kind of with railroad ties
Oh,
a
dude.
little bit. Only very few, though, but it wasn't hard at all. It was not a hard hike at all.
Oh, but it made you get to the top, and you're like, this is, because you can see the whole island, and
Is
you're
it
like,
the one
this
that
is-
has the steps that go up, the stairs?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they're railroad ties.
There's
So
a
it's-
few
It's
of
not
them
the
that
metal
we did.
stairs that go all the way up.
No, no, no.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
But
Some
yeah,
were
you get all the way
different.
up.
One
And
we
what
did.
would piss me off, because like I know I'm not like the most fit person, but I try really hard not to be like a fat piece of shit, right? We would be walking, I'd be like going up here, and I'd have to stop everyone once in a while. This one jackass was running up the fucking thing, and not only was he running, he passed me 3 times.
Oh my
I'm like, dude, do you do that? He's like, yeah, I'm a mixed martial arts fighter here. I use this to like get my cardio in and train. I do this all the time.
Wow.
I was
Yeah.
like, well, you suck. Like, good for you. Like,
Go the fuck
I'm
off.
just 100% jealous. But you know, I'm sitting here dying, going, and he's just whoop and back down, whoop and back down. I was like, what the shit is going on?
I actually did do that for a minute. I ran up the stairs, but
Oh,
it was
Moana
like
Willie?
it was like for
Yeah.
like 25 feet. That's about
There's
it.
so much stuff to cool. So like, Electric Beach is really cool because it's warm there because you're actually right there by
The power plant. I know exactly
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you're talking about.
And you just
Shaylee and I went there the first time we went.
Electric. What side is that on?
the west side. I think.
Makua
I don't know.
side then?
Down by Makua.
Okay.
Yeah, on the way to Makua.
It's really cool. I didn't get a chance to get to Turtle Cove, but Turtle Cove, that's where you go. It's
right next to the power or the
Yeah,
electric.
it's not
Yeah,
far off of
yeah.
it, and you get to go like and all the turtle because it's warm there.
I actually remember seeing it. Do you
Yeah.
remember when we were on the Mermaid Coves area and we were like picking up trash, and we looked over and we can
Of course,
actually
you'd be on
see the-
vacation picking up trash.
Dude, you know what? They say that the tourists are the ones that are making the trash. No, it's not.
Leave it better than you found it, man.
No,
But
it's
that's how we're trained, right? But I just no. It's
and I remember that we looked over to our left and we saw like some sort of plant there with like a couple stacks coming out of it
Yeah,
right
'cause
on the coast.
The
too. I think
pillbox
that's
is right above it.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. Hawaii's got a lot of cool stuff. I've been to Oahu and Maui. Maui was gorgeous. Maui's not overpopulated like
Sure.
but Maui's cool. Probably will never go there again. The only reason I went there was ex-wife and her grandpa owns properties out there. He's a property manager out there.
Really?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he wasn't a bad guy, but I have no reason to go out there again. I would like to go see other islands. But
Sure. Oh yeah,
But again,
we've got the idea.
I got a wife that won't travel, so I'm like, shit. So I'm really hoping that when my boys get older, that at least one of them doesn't have that fear, so I can take one of them, and when the
Just
other
make
one.
her travel, dude.
Well, that's what you missed that part. I said I'm just gonna go to the doctor and prescribe chloroform and just make her go night on the
There you
plane,
go. Yeah.
or just give her Benadryl. If I give her Benadryl the night before, she'll sleep through the plane because even children's Benadryl makes her go night.
Oh yeah, my wife was like that too.
So, but I just wanted to step back real quick because we talked about like helping out, like, and I realized we're at the end of the month, but I just wanted to draw attention. You know, like September, right? That's Suicide Awareness Month.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons we're doing this, right? Like, so I know I get in my demons. I've reached out a couple times usually, and Andy caught on a couple times that, hey, when the whiskey room's open, it's probably usually because I'm like, hey, I could use like a conversation, but I'm not really good for asking for help. So that's my nudge to be like, hey, come over and have a drink with me, just chill out. Like, obviously alcohol is usually not the best thing, but I know how to drink in moderation. So I usually only have like one a night, but just being able to talk. But I just want to draw attention to, you know, like it sucks that we started at the end of the month, because this would have been a really cool thing to be like at the beginning of the month, hey, suicide awareness, like,
You're very right.
check this out. This is what, because this helps me out. I don't know if it helps you out.
Oh yeah.
But
Well, see, but the problem there is, I mean, yeah, you have a month of Suicide Awareness Month.
oh, and it needs to be
But
long.
this is something that should be year round. That people
Year-round.
people are taught how
Oh, yeah.
to spot the clues on if somebody's struggling, if somebody's having a hard time, and it can be simple as going and grabbing a beer, or going and grabbing dinner, or just fucking chilling.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, dude,
Get
because-
that
Bike ride,
person out of
anything.
their head. and-
Absolutely,
yeah.
because like, especially so after the deployments, man, I'm the worst on myself, because like I realize that I have to like shut down Sergeant Dodd and become dad and husband again, because I mean, yeah, it's 6 months, but that's 6 months of not like their life continued, and my wife finds ways to operate without me home, and then I have to reintegrate into that shit, and it's.
Well,
it's
you're not
tough.
only reintegrating into your family, you're reintegrating into society too.
Oh yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely. And so, like, I get it, because the best way, like, it's not the easiest thing to do, or it's probably not the healthiest, but like I self-isolate. Like, I'll just draw back and I'll just shut down and like leave people alone, and
I do the same shit.
that's not healthy, because that's when your demons get the best of you, right? Because
Sure,
now
when you're quiet is when
you're
they're the
quiet,
loudest.
you're already low, and it's not hard to take on. Like, I mean, here for a little while, man. So I just got back into therapy myself. Like, let's just drop this. Like, erase the stigma that therapy is bad, right? Like, people need to stop thinking that it's career killers or that you're weak, dude. If you need help, the best way I ever put this, or I ever heard this, was, do you take care of your car? Like, if you have a fine-tuned sports car outside, do you just let it go into the dirt, or do you pay top dollar to make sure that it is running top notch?
You maintain it.
You maintain that shit. Therapy helps me maintain. And like, I've gone years without it because I thought I was doing better. And then these back-to-back deployments, I realized that I've stepped back into this spitfire, angry individual that, like, I'm yelling at my kid for no fucking reason.
I get it.
I did the same thing when I came home, man.
And it sucks. And then I feel bad because then, dude, your kids look at you like you're like, they're scared, and like, and then you just feel like shit, and then you start backpedaling. But then that's when I self-isolated, because I was like, dude, I'm a terrible dad. Like, my kids are going to hate me. They're 5. They already hate me. They do this. The devil works. Oh, it's so hard on that shit.
It really is. They say that, and I've heard this before, is that when you are the most quiet is when your demons are the loudest.
Oh, dude, and that's what I go to the
100%.
gym for, right? Like, let's be real. I am never going to be a fit six-pack kid because I like food. I like food, man. Like, and then
Well,
my
we're all
kids,
there, man.
oh man. But then my kids are like, Dad, let's go get a pizza. And I'm like, I don't want a pizza because that is not in the diet. I can't do that. And then them little sons of bitches, they don't freaking eat but one piece out of a large pizza. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to let it go to waste. So now I eat the whole damn thing over a couple days, but still. But no, I do it because it's like, my wife's even called me out on it, right? So she knows that I'm a better person. If I'm not on the Harley, I'm in the gym. And the snow's coming, and I'm not an idiot anymore, and I don't do dumb shit. So snow's on the ground, the bike stays in the garage. Now, if I'm out and it starts snowing, I'm going to try to hurry up and just get home and cancel whatever I was doing. But I'm not going to just be like, oh, it's cheaper to ride the bike. I'm going out on the bike today.
I get it.
Like, but I go to the gym because, dude, something about just lifting heavy things and dropping heavy things just... but that's why there's always workout on the ranch, too, because... I can take my aggressions out on some holes, especially when there's rocks there. Get a sledgehammer, start breaking rocks. Feel like I'm in prison. Make big rocks, little rocks, man.
Fred Flintstone style.
So, but no, so one of the things that I wanted to drop, and I mean, it's probably more towards like an end of the thing drop, but honestly, if you guys need help, like, drop it in the comments. We'll reach out to you. We'll talk to you. But The VA hotline did this wonderful thing where they no longer have this long fucking 10-digit number you have to remember. 988 gets you straight to the hotline.
Yeah.
988.
Well, I think
it's-
I don't think that's just the VA suicide hotline. I think that is for.
I think it's just a suicide hotline
Suicide
in general,
hotline,
and it's just
yeah.
somebody on the line, and they'll talk to you. Like it's not an automated system. It is a person on the other line that will talk to you. So please use that, but also put in the comments or reach out to us. Like we'll leave our stuff on the end and reach out, like because we know suffering in silence is not good. But we have each other. That's why we're here doing this, because Ty and I, Curtis, even fucking Curtis, dude, this helps you. Like you have your own demons, you know what I mean? And this collection, brotherhood, brings shit and makes it easier to just help.
Absolutely.
Well, and the hardest thing too is, I mean, you know as well as I do. I mean, we're coming into a completely different evolution of society. And when we were kids, it was, if you want to cry, I'll give you something to cry about.
Yeah.
Boys don't cry, men don't cry. And so, with that being said, we were raised to men don't show their emotions and men don't admit that they have a problem. You know what I mean? And even in the military, I mean, I got out in 2008. PTSD was still a huge stigma. You didn't talk about it. You didn't tell people that you had it. You didn't bring it up because, like you said, it was a career killer.
Right.
And then I will say the military has gotten tenfold better about it, but you're still going to have your factions in these units where they're like, oh, you have a fucking issue?
Yeah.
Well, you're no longer useful to us.
Right. And
But-
they say they want to help, and that's what sucks is there was just an article posted the other day. A staff sergeant got released or whatever. He got kicked out. He had brought up that he had all these issues and wanted help or whatever, and they didn't help him. And it's like,
Yeah.
you guys talk about helping, and then you have somebody who finally speaks up, and you
Yeah.
send him on his fucking way. How is that helping?
Well, and that's the thing too, though, is like PTSD and depression comes in many forms.
Right.
Doesn't have to be combat related. I mean, doesn't have to be sexual trauma related. It doesn't have to be any of that related because people handle everything differently. You know what I mean? People handle everything differently, and it's sometimes all it takes is a helpful ear to pull yourself out of that situation, pull yourself out of that mindset. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because I do believe that everything's a mindset. You know what I mean? Going through what I went through in the military, like during my deployment, I mean, it was a fucking terrible deployment. So when I came home, I was an asshole, dude. You know what I mean? I was shitty to my wife. I was shitty to my kids. But I finally stepped back and looked and told myself, like, this isn't you. You know
Right.
what I mean?
You're not there anymore.
Yep. But
Because you have to be over there, right? Because if you're not, then that's when they win, right? That's when that happens.
And with that being said, a lot of it is a mindset. You know what I mean? A lot of it's mindset. If you let your demons win, I mean, you're done.
It's game over.
Yep, it's game over.
It is. And the nice thing is that, well, I wouldn't say the nice thing is, the thing is people need to realize that, because it's not even like, as long as the listener can understand that I'm not asking you to fix something, I just need you to be there. Like, and God forbid that, like, it's even to the point sometimes that, dude, I just need to scream at something or someone. It's not directed at you, just let me scream, and yeah, okay, cool. Like, I can be that for you because I get it. Like, you have all this stuff that's built up, and maybe that's why the gym helps, because you're just yelling at the weights to get up, right?
Yep.
I don't know. It's just a stigma that I would like to see go away, and I mean, I'll do what I can in my lifetime to try to fight that and try to help that, because I know I needed help, and I'm just over the people saying that, oh, well, that just means you're
Weak.
right.
Yep.
Doesn't make me weaker. Why? What makes me weaker about wanting to be a better person for my family? Because if I can't take care of myself, how am I supposed to take care of my family?
Yep.
Right.
Well, I saw a saying the other day, dude, and I absolutely loved it, and it's so true. It was, to my family, I'm sorry the unhealed parts of me that in turn hurt you. It was never a lack of love for you, rather a lack of love for myself, which is true, because you get into these positions where you're unhealed. Do you know what I mean? And when you're unhealed, you don't love yourself. So in turn, you can't love anybody else. Because until you're whole, until you're happy to an extent, you know what I mean? You can never show the love to the people that mean the most to you.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right, but are you, when you're in that state though, like realistically, are you really happy or are you just really good at putting on a face?
Well, there's a difference there. That's what I'm getting at. Is like you have to put forth the effort to heal yourself
Absolutely.
and become a happier person.
You have to admit that something's broken.
Yep.
And it's not even that, I guess broken doesn't have to be the word, like that's kind of a, but you have to admit that something's wrong, that something has to be corrected.
Yep.
And yeah, I would agree with that.
You know, I've had a lot of people that I was in the military with who, I mean, here we are from my deployment, we're 15, 16 years later, and they still refuse to heal.
Right.
They refuse to get help. They refuse to fix themselves, and they've been through numerous divorces and lost their kids. You know what I mean? And that's one thing I pride myself on is when I came home, yeah, I was fucked up. And it took me a long time to fix it. And I'm not even fixed. I don't even say I'm fixed. But it took me a long time to realize that they are what I live for. You know what I mean? And you can't take it out on them because it's not their fault.
No, and like, what is it? Like, it's kind of like what you just said, right? So your anger comes out towards them because you're mad at yourself because you know something's not right, and so yeah,
Exactly.
So it unfortunately it lashes out to those around you versus because you're mad at yourself, but you can't beat yourself up, so you take it out on those around you.
Yep.
And then it finally shows up, and you're like, damn it.
What it comes down to too is, I mean, not even a military aspect. It comes down to, like you said, getting help.
Right.
If you're struggling, admit you have a problem, and do what you have to do to fix that problem.
Right.
You know what I mean, and when you get to the point of suicide, you know, I mean, these people that think about it, they got to know that like you're not just gonna be the amount of people you're gonna hurt.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
just because it's game over for you, like you just started a whole whirlwind of shit for everybody around you.
Yep.
Like you think that nobody cares, and that's not the case at all.
Yep. Well, there's another saying out there. It's like I'd rather carry your burdens than carry your casket.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But it's hard, man.
And it's going to be hard for every single person out there, not just for veterans or first responders. Take me, for instance. Yeah, I've seen some things. I haven't seen things like you guys have seen things, but I have different types of demons that I deal with, but they're all doing the same thing what any other demon's doing, right?
Right.
It's all coming after you, and I've done the same thing. I've gone to therapy for my things that I've done, which has helped tremendously. So it's not just that type of help that if you guys need with any type of like suicide or anything. If you need help with like trying to make your life better, is all. It's always good to still reach out to that kind of thing. I tried the gym thing for a little while. I got into it for a few months and then I stopped going. It wasn't for me. I didn't like it. But I might have found something that is just literally helping me, and that is talking to everyone else, and everyone that is listening can relate to those type of issues. But we can obviously get into something like that a little bit later. But yeah, everything just helps. Talking literally helps.
It does, and like I said, it doesn't even you don't even need to go to therapy. Like you should be able to if you have if your friend is who you think they are, then fucking talk to them. Mm-hmm.
Well, even with that being said, like if you don't feel like you can go to your friend, find somebody you can go to.
Right.
Sometimes talking to a fucking stranger,
listen,
and literally just putting everything on that person, whether it might be hard for them, sometimes it helps. Because I know damn good well, I've talked to a lot of people that I never fucking knew, and laid it all out there, and it helped to just get it out. Because you being judged by somebody close to you and being judged by somebody who you don't know are two totally different things.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like if I go and tell my deepest, darkest secrets to a stranger, and I'm never going to meet that person again. I got it off my chest. I don't have to worry about that person judging me because they don't know me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's avenues of approach for everything.
Absolutely.
And life is fucking hard, dude. It is. But
Life's already hard. We don't need to make it harder.
yeah.
Bingo. Yeah, you don't need to make it harder. So that it helps. It helps out everyone. So
I feel like we steered way off course of an introduction.
Yeah,
that's exactly
but that's
what
what
it
this
is,
is going to
though.
happen.
That's
Sorry about
that's
that.
exactly what's gonna happen here. And the
But-
fact is that when you shoot the shit, people relate to the topics that you bring up.
Maybe that's what we should have called the podcast, was Shoot the Shit.
There's too many shoot the shit podcasts out there. I've looked.
Fuck.
But that's what porch talk is, right? Like,
But porch talk is when you're sitting out on the porch, which obviously we think we should do an episode out on the porch one of these times.
out on the porch, out by the pond, whatever.
Out by the
Do it
pond,
before
yeah.
the fucking snow starts flying.
We will. I think that we're going to do an episode every other week to start out with, and we're not going to do any videotaping of our faces yet or anything, not for a little while at least. This right now, talking to each other, forgetting this microphone is here, is obviously helping, and it helps you, it helps whoever's listening, it helps me. That's how it goes. So I think that we should just continue it.
I'm down. I'm in.
Sounds good to me, man. Like, I've had a blast. Like, oh, I 100% will not buy this bottle again. This one might take me away a little bit to get down, but like, no, like, and I've even mentioned, like, maybe obviously this year we probably won't have time, but if this is a thing that we do with the bottle, we get on the bikes and go right over to Wyoming or whatever, go grab a bottle for the night, and like that's the bottle we open up for the podcast that
Yeah.
night. I think that'd be a good time. Shit, we go window. I don't care.
We could even, we do that. We could go grab a bottle and review it at the beginning of the podcast.
Exactly.
And that's our opening to our podcast is
Right.
reviewing the whiskey.
Right?
That sounds like an idea.
Whiskey in the whiskey room. Whiskey review from the whiskey room.
And the first one is a Von Payne Black. Black.
I'd give it a 7 out of 10.
7?
I was gonna say a 6, maybe a 6.5.
All right, Dave. Whiskey, I'd give it a 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm kind of a whiskey snob though. Scotch snob, whiskey snob.
Oh,
like-
see, I can't drink scotch. I can't say that I can't drink scotch. The one scotch that I've had was a Glenfiddich. Oh, it was so good. But my body did not like it, and I started breaking out in hives.
No
My wife-
way.
Oh, yeah, my wife yanked it out of my hand. She's
No
like,
shit.
yeah, you can't have that. And I was like, but it tastes good. She's like,
You're
are
gonna die.
Yeah, she's like, I don't care if it fucking tastes good. You can't have it. And I was like, party pooper.
Party pooper.
You can take me to the doctors. They'll give me an EpiPen. We'll be fine.
No, it's
But
that works. I mean, we've had some pretty. He brought me back a bottle from Ireland when he went.
yeah,
No,
It's only a bottle that you're able to get only in Ireland. It's called Jameson Crested.
maybe you should bring it next time for the
That's
podcast
it.
and let him try it.
Yeah, you can have a sip.
he doesn't want it. He doesn't want to have it. He's like, I can't replace it. You
Well,
can't have it.
I brought mine back and I was like, this is for a special occasion, and I polished it off in one fucking night.
That was a special occasion.
Yep.
You opened it.
You know what? And
I've had a couple bottles like that. I mean, realistically, 750 milliliter bottle doesn't take long. 5
No.
glasses and it's done.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It don't take long at all. And see, so he gave it to me, but he said, "Okay, I'm gonna give this to you for your birthday, but you can only have it under one certain condition." I said, "What?" He said, "You can't open it until the grandbaby's born." I waited 4.5 months. It's been sitting in my cabinet. I did not crack it. We opened it a couple days after she was born.
See,
Yep.
but you know, I feel hurt now because out of all the whiskey I've shared with him, and you tell him to bring one bottle, and he's like, I might give him a sip. I'm like, seriously? Rude.
I'll make him bring it next time. It's good shit, man. It really
It's
is.
definitely
No,
we'll
you're good.
definitely have it.
I get it, man. I have bottles that I'm like, yeah, you can't have that because I can't replace that.
You
Like,
gotta
so-
have it.
Well,
You
like, so
gotta
I have a
have it.
bottle that Stogie gave me, a Weller 12.
Okay.
And it's like I can't ever find it. And he told me when he came over and we shared a couple different bottles, and he gave it to me when I promoted to Master Sergeant. And dude, it's probably one of my favorite bottles. And I just take a little bit every once in a while because I know that I can't find that damn bottle again in Utah.
I would imagine.
Like Utah, like if you find whiskey that you like, it's not going to be in Utah.
Yeah.
because Utah doesn't care.
Well, the best thing
what
about
they
that though
have.
is you can go up and basically order it. Whereas with
You can, but they want you to order a case, and sometimes I don't want a case.
Not on base. The liquor stores here, you have to order a case. I've ordered so many different bottles up there.
You can
No.
get another. You
No.
can't.
No, not that.
Oh, I was gonna get. Now I'm upset. You teased me.
No. Like I've ordered different wines up there. Different
really?
whiskeys up there. You only have to buy a bottle because they know they'll sell it. You know what I mean?
Well, so that Horse Soldier stuff, right? That I bought, that I
One
shared
of the
with
best.
you. Yeah.
One of the best.
The base carries it almost all the time now, and I was
Really?
like, oh yeah, oh man, if I wasn't such a broke bastard, they had an 80th anniversary D-Day bottle with Horse Soldier.
D-Day.
But it was a $140 bottle, and I was like, that's gonna stay on the shelf because my wife will
Murder
kick
me.
me outside. Because they're normally their most expensive bottle is like $100, and I'll buy one every once in a while because I think it's like a cask strength or something. I don't know. It's
It's loud.
but it's the alcohol content is so different that they don't even print the label. Like the label is handwritten, like the percentages that they pulled it, bottled it, tested it, and they wrote it on the label. So
Wow.
like where this one's printed on there of like the by volume and stuff.
Oh, okay.
That bottle, this $100 bottle isn't. It's handwritten on there like, hey, this shit's strong. Like I think
Dang.
the one that I had was like a 90 strength bottle, and just the one glass, I was like, I'm done. That's all I need.
Yep.
That's perfect. Holy
But
shit.
no, so I'll try to find more stuff. I go back down, so I travel out of town in October for a couple days, just during the week for work, and I'll see if I can find something down in Texas again and bring back.
Sweet.
So, but no, no, man. I know it's been a off the rails freaking introductory.
But that's what this
But,
is. I don't care how it's gonna go anymore.
Right.
Because the conversation's flowing, and that's what everyone needs.
Well, like I told you, right, the conversational flow, and if, at some point we'll find our niche of, hey, stay on track of this because this is what draws people in.
Probably not.
Probably not. We're all a bunch of retards and just like to have fun. But no, I'm looking forward to doing this more often, and like whiskey or not, like even if it's just hanging out with you guys, like I'm excited for it, and I'm looking forward to what the future holds.
Hell yeah.
It'll be a good time, man.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be a good time, and I'm stoked about it. What do you say we wrap this up then?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for listening to Porch Talk Podcast. I am Curtis.
Tyler.
Lonnie, and make sure you like, subscribe, and share because Curtis will catch me on it if I don't say share. But share Porch Talk.
Everyone, thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time.